Input K Wallace slow grind in portfolio for multi-charts. This is a input that is very similar to MM1, but not to be confused. There is a twist. It is slightly different. I want to clarify that. MM1 is a money management configuration where after every loss, your position size will increase until there's a win. Then it will stop trading and will wait for it to reset under the conditions that you have made for it before it starts trading back at base position. K Wallace slow grind takes every trade. That's the distinction here. Every trade in your trading strategy will be taken, but will only increase the leverage or position sizing after X number of losing trades. But those losing trades, you will actually take them. Whereas MM1, you could program it so it won't take those losing trades, or it will have losing trades that you don't actually take and then start trading it. So you can make it more selective. Whereas K Wallace slow grind will take every trade, and the only option you have is to set the number of losses before it starts increasing leverage or position size after a loss. It works the same way. Once you get a gain or a win, it will then stop increasing the leverage and it will reset back to base position and wait for the setting that you inputted. Let's give an example of how that works. We'll go to the portfolio. Formatting. Always make sure your money management, portfolio money management is set to 1. Obviously, anything below that is activated. We're going to go Wallace slow grind. K Wallace slow grind. I have this set to 2. 0 is off. 1, it will wait for 1 loss and then start increasing position size. 2, it will wait for 2 losses in the trading strategy before it increases position size, but you can set it to any number. But that's the gist of it. Let's see how that played out. We're going to bring down our performance report. It, 59,000. That's the performance report using this strategy. Now, it did improve results over using without the strategy, as you can see here. This is an algorithm before it actually used this method. As you can see, there is a slight difference, particularly here if you'll notice less drawdown, more choppiness here, much smoother ascending equity curve here. This is without any money management or K Wallace slow grind. Here is with K Wallace slow grind. Again, using our 3 strategies in the portfolio that we've always been using here. It's calculating using those 3 strategies. Now, again, back to performance, increased our profits as well. So equity curve increased, profits increased. So it had a nice benefit. But let's look at the trade by trade to get a better idea and understanding how this works. As you can see, the first 2 trades, since we had the setting on 2, it's going to wait for 2 losing trades. Our base position is 144 shares. Notice it increased it by 50%, as that were the settings that we had set on the money management for increases. We probably need to revisit that so there's no confusion how to get that. We tried to make inputs so they're not just redundant inputs. So if you want to know how much to increase by on the K. Wallace slow grind, you will go down here and you will see back up here around money management method, even though it's set to 0, these methods right here determine the percentage you increase until there's a win, either by percentage or shares, depending on the setting here. So that applies. Even though it's set to 0, money management 1 and 2, these still apply. So the inputs are just not redundant when we do this. So that being said, we do want to go back to the trade by trade. And the trade by trade, 2 losses, increase this by 50%, gets us 216 shares. We have a win. So good. It's going to reset back to base position, and which it did. Got 2 losses again. We leveraged 50%, got a loss, increased 50% of 216 shares, got this, had a gain, we reset. That's essentially the gist of it. I'm going to give you a little better example. Let's scroll down to June of 95. We had a string of losses here. So it's going to wait, 2 losses, start trading, loss, leverage, loss, leverage, loss, leverage, back to 729 shares. It's increasing by 50% on each one. Got a gain. Then we go back to our base position. We only had 1 loss, so it continues base until we get 2 losses in a row. That's really it. And again, a pretty effective approach. It did increase percent profits, and it did increase our equity curve, a little less choppiness. So this is a very simple technique that will improve results on most, if not every system you put in it.